The world was stunned when Russia invaded Crimea, but should it have been? Author and journalist Oliver Bullough says President Vladimir Putin never kept secret his intention to restore Russian power. What's less clear, he says, is how long the country's rise can continue. On August 16, 1999, the members of Russia's parliament, the State Duma, met to approve the candidacy of a prime minister. They heard the candidate's speech, they asked him a few questions, and they dutifully confirmed him in the position. This was President Boris Yeltsin's fifth premier in 16 months, and one confused party leader got the name wrong. He said he would support the candidacy of Stepashin, the surname of the recently sacked prime minister, rather than that of his little-known successor, before making an embarrassing correction. If even leading Duma deputies couldn't remember the new prime minister's name, you couldn't blame the rest of the world if it didn't pay much attention to his speech. He was unlikely to head the Russian government for more than a couple of months anyway, so why bother? That man was a former KGB officer. Just 364 days previously, Russia had defaulted on its debt. Salaries for public sector workers and pensions were being paid months late, if at all. Basic infrastructure was collapsing. The country's most prized assets belonged to a handful of well-connected oligarchs who ran the country like a private fiefdom. The once mighty Russian army had lost the war in Chechnya, a place with fewer inhabitants than Russia had soldiers. 3 former Warsaw Pact allies had joined NATO, bringing the Western alliance up to Russia's borders. Meanwhile, the country was led by Yeltsin, an irascible drunkard in fragile health. The situation was desperate, but Putin had a plan. I cannot cover all the tasks facing the government in this speech. But I do know one thing for sure. Not one of those tasks can be performed without imposing basic order and discipline in this country, without strengthening the vertical chain, he told the assembled parliamentarians. Vladimir Putin, and he has been in charge of the world's largest country, as president or prime minister, ever since. Few realized it at the time, because few were listening, but that speech provided a blueprint for pretty much everything he has done, for how he would reshape a country that was perilously close to total collapse.